Okay guys, so we have 7 must-know guard passes. Now these are really, really important. You don't want to get stuck inside someone's guard. We're going to deal with being inside the closed guard. We're going to deal with being inside the open guard where you're standing. So this is really important. You're going to have 7 really, really easy ways to get past someone's guard, something that you must know. And if you've been rolling with any time at all, you've had other people pass your guard with these ways more than likely, okay? Especially the higher belts. These are things that they default to when you're in trouble. You're going to go to these passes that you're going to see. So pay attention, make some good notes, and then bring it to class and have fun with them. So before we can get into passing the guard, we got to make sure we know how to open the guard. So Sean has his legs crossed behind my back. He's controlling my hips. He can bring my weight forward if I'm not careful. So I need to make sure my posture is good. I'm going to have my hand on his diaphragm right here. I'm going to have my other hand on the inside of his pelvis. I'm going to sit on my feet and I'm going to curl my back. So this is really important. I want to curl my back. I don't want to be very upright. So when we think posture, we think schoolyard posture, school posture where you're up nice and straight. But this isn't very good. As Sean pulls with his knees, he's going to break my posture. I want to curve my back. So I have a nice rounded back now. So if he tries to pull, it's going to be much harder. He'll move, not me. So this hand is here to hold him down. Now, traditionally, you hold the lapel, both lapels. You're going to open them up. And you're going to grab, and you're going to put that right in the diaphragm. The other hand will grab the pants. You put your hand there. So this can be good, and for a beginner, this is a good way to start. I don't like this one very much. As grips go, it's okay, but what happens is it's inevitable. This will start to slide around, and this one will start to slide around. So then I end up losing accuracy, and that's the big difference here. If you do prefer to grab, I like the finger in the middle grip. I'm going to do it, and then push, as opposed to grabbing both collars. And if you're going to grab, definitely grab both. Don't grab one that moves way too much. The reason I don't like to grab is, one, I don't like to do different moves for gi and no gi if I can help it. So for no gi, it's obviously I have nothing to grab there. 2, it kind of locks my hand in place. If Sean starts playing with my hands, I'll switch my side. And if he starts playing with that side, I'll switch this side. The other one, again, is the accuracy. My hands will slip. So I want one hand on the inside of his pelvis. Most people that grab the pants, this happens, the hand goes to the floor. There's a nice little pressure point. I could feel Sean's pelvis right here. If I dip right inside it and then jam my thumb in, it's unpleasant for him. So I just want the pad of my hand on the inside of his pelvis, other hand here. Now, I need to bring my knee off to the side. My elbow is on the center of his leg, not on the outside, not on the inside, right in the middle here. So I'm going to lean back and sideways. My other leg comes back and put it into his butt, and they step backwards to open his guard. Right? So again, I keep good pressure here so he can't sit up. This hand stops him from moving his hips around. Lean to the side, leg comes back, and open my guard. Now I'm a long guy, so you can see a little bit what's happening. When I lean to the side, I can keep him far away from me, but I have a long leg here. So when this one comes around, sometimes this happens. His butt now is on top of my leg, and he slides up it. So if his hips are off the floor, I'm going to come up. This hand that was on his diaphragm will go to his hip. This one goes to the inside of his knee. So I have the inside of his hip and the inside of his knee, and I'll push those down. That's how I'm going to open his guard from here. So if the hips are on the floor, maybe your legs are a little shorter than mine, you're going to go here and open that guard up. If his hips come off the floor, sometimes you get this right off the bat. Come up, his hips off the floor, I come up, hand on the hip, hand on the knee, and open that guard. And you want some good pressure on the inside of the knee and inside of the hip. So these are 2 really good ways to open up the guard. So again, okay, go give it a try. Okay, so a little detail here that's going to happen. When Blair's going for his position here, then he leans that knee out to the side, because this is the hand that's on the hip. Now, we want this elbow not out and not in. We want it right in the middle when he leans back. But if it is out, the reason why is if he's leaning, go ahead, lean. He's got that elbow up. I can pull this elbow and start climbing up my guard. Oh, I'm going to get an arm bar here right away, but I can get his elbow out. If it's in too far, I'm going to go for triangle right away. So that's the challenge of this move, is when you're leaning, you want this elbow to be in a good spot. There. If it's just here, just a little bit more, just this way a little bit. There you go, and lean. Good. Now when I try to open my guard, now he's going to get underneath my legs. Okay, so we want to make sure that when you're going, the hand that's on the hip, that elbow's on top, like that, right there. There, you can feel, like I can't get in, I can't get out. There, and he starts moving to the side. Good. Now keep this arm straight. When he's leaning back, yes, that's going to put that pressure. And as soon as guard's open, we're going to be looking to pass, which is coming up soon. So you know how to open the guard when you're on your knees. You need to know how to open it while we're standing. So we're not worried about passing just yet. We just want to open the guard. So I have my posture, hand on the hip, hand on the diaphragm, really important. He might be playing with my arm, which is pretty normal. I'm going to take my backhand, the hand that was on the hip, and grab his wrist or his gi, and I'm going to pin it to his stomach. I step up with the same hand, same foot, and then I stand up. I keep my elbow inside his thigh, and then I push on the inside of his knee, not on top of his knee, I want inside of the knee to open his guard. And I want to be careful I don't shove his hips to the floor, because now he's going to try and get his feet to my hips. Okay? If I make a mistake, maybe I don't grab his arm, I just step up, he can hook my foot, and now he's going to start spinning for an arm bar here. Okay? So this is definitely something we have to be concerned about. I want to kill this arm. I don't have to step one foot, other foot, when I make that move. If I want, I have my grip here, he might be having my hand. I can go two, and that's fine too. If you want to go on, just hop up with it, that's okay. I'm just going to put a little bit more weight here. So if it's someone a little lighter than me, I might hop up with both feet at the same time. If it's someone my size or heavier, I'm probably going to go one foot and make sure my balance is good, and get my other foot up. Okay, the stronger they are, the more this knee will cut in. So here I got my posture, I want to stand up, my other foot's up, and I turn, get my knee in. There we go. And this will help out later when we start the pass, because essentially I want to make Sean do the splits. Okay, I want to open up his guard, make him weaker. Anytime I can stretch my partner out, they're weak. Okay? So stand up, hand on the arm, elbow inside just like before, and push the knee down to open the guard. Go ahead, guys. Okay, so the first pass we're going to do is two hands under. It's one of Master Barry's favorite. He's got a bit of a reputation for doing it in Brazil, so definitely be the first one that you want to do. Even if you go to a grading and the two hands under pass is not your best pass, Master Barry asks you to pass someone's guard, do the two hands under pass. It's the first one. That one's for him, the rest can be for you. So just like before, we can do it from standing or we can do it from the low guard break. So we're going to do two different ways here. From the standing one, because Master Barry likes the standing one as well, you have your grip, my foot comes up, I'm up, foot comes out, turn, and Sean's already opened his guard. I didn't have to push on his knee, but that's fine. I don't want to, if his guard opened up, go through all the steps and then push his hips to the floor, because now it's going to be really hard for me to get underneath him. So if the guard opens up on the way and you didn't really push on the knee at all, that's fine. Sean's opening up because my legs are long and I'm pushing my knee into his hip. So if I show you a different angle here, I got my grip, standing up, this foot's going back, and now, so see here, this knee doesn't look very strong. I'm going to make it strong by turning my hip. Okay, now my hands come underneath and I drop down underneath them. My hands can join together, or I can grab his belt if I like, but the first thing I need to do is get under his hips. There's not a lot of space there. So pull him up onto my lap, or pull him up. What I don't want to do is up here, because Sean's going to push my elbows away. So I want to stay nice and tight, and then I get my grip. So I'll open up a lapel. I'm going to go around this side, so I'll open up the cross side lapel, and I'm going to get my hand in. Now I can put my hand deep, I can put my hand short. Different variations for both, and I'll show you in a second. For this one, I like to go short. Here, I'm going to take Sean's right knee and put it to his left shoulder. So I keep that pressure, I lift up, and I have my hips underneath him. So it's like he's going to do a rear roll, but this grip is going to stop him from rolling. So I come underneath, and I grab his belt or his pants, and I hold him there and slide by. My knees are off the floor, all my weight's on Sean as I pass. Now I like the short grip here on the lapel because it keeps my elbow, my left elbow here, close to my hip. So when I get up underneath them, my elbow's on my hip, which makes it much safer for me to pass. It puts a fair amount of pressure on Sean, so it's a good pass, but I don't get to submit him with it. If I get a deeper grip up here, hand nice and deep in the lapel, and as I come around, I can drop my elbow to the floor, and this will choke Sean. So I'll choke him with my forearm on his windpipe, which can be a little bit nasty. If I'm slightly lower, say my hand is just right about here, this is a nice blood choke area. As I come around, I'm going to be nice to Sean right now. I put my elbow on the floor, and then I slide my elbow up. So to finish that choke, I have my hand on his belt in the middle, or his pants, whatever I can grab. Put my hand on the floor, and I slide up. And I'll put my knee behind his back. This way I can pass or get a choke off of it. Now, maybe you're not very comfortable standing yet, and that's fine. So we have to have a little bit more sensitivity if we're not going to stand. Either going this way, guard opens. Now, the big one here is this hip. This is the tricky spot. If I lean over, I'm a long guy, right? If I make a big explosion, go bam, and open the guard, Sean can put his foot on my hip very easily. He can put his shin across my stomach very easily. Okay, this is going to be a big frustrating point for me. I don't want anything on my hip. That's going to really, really, really slow me down. So when I go to open his guard, the second I feel his guard open, my elbow comes in. Now, if he tries to put his foot on my hip, I can go underneath because it brought his knee high. If he tries to put his knee on my hip, he's going to have to shrimp, and that's going to go into the next pass that we do. Okay, so we're just going to worry about what if he brings his foot to my hip. And this is a very common reaction. He'll just bring his foot up. Now, if I'm not careful, go ahead, he'll make it there. So this isn't good for me. Go back, please. But as soon as that guard opens, I bring my elbow in, I protect my hip with my elbow. So if he tries to put it on his hip, there I go under and under with both hands, pull it up. I'll go on this side this time, grab, and run around. Now we want to pass by cutting through his guard. When I open his guard, Sean before was bringing his foot to my hip, which allows for two hands under. But now he wants to try and bring his, dad said he's going to shrimp and try to bring his knee across. And this can be very annoying. It's fairly dangerous. I could get swept in this position. It's a great way for him to recover guard. He's very close to getting his foot onto my hip and his shin on here. So that's the spot that I got to watch out for. I don't want anything on my hips, right? So when I open that guard, when I feel it open, my elbows come in. He's trying to shrimp away, okay? I bring my knee through, and I keep my elbow in nice and tight. My hand is on his hip, and it's going to slide up behind his shoulder, and my elbow goes to that spot on his hip again. My head comes down, and I reel in his arm, and I step to run around him. When I'm passing, I want my foot on one side of his leg and my knee on the other side. Okay? But sometimes when you pass, they'll try to lock up on that foot. So get like a half guard. If I have my underhook, so the hand is under his arm, and I lift up on his elbow to help keep him flat, this will help me get my foot out. And I do that by putting my head on the floor, and then I push and run away. Sometimes, if it's really caught, you have to try and kick it out and switch. Okay? But what we're looking to do, you can watch Sean's posture here. See how his head's in line with his hips? When he grabs my foot, I'm going to take his head and push it to the side. So I'm making him do this, make it more uncomfortable for him. Okay? So this is your knee cut. I'll show a little bit different angle here. Again, what we're looking for is anytime I can slide my knee through. So I have my guard, I have my posture, out to the side. Oh, guard's open. Knee through right away. Head down, go into the move. Watch your partner's head on this one. Okay? You don't want to crush their head very much with it. You just want to pin your head to the floor and then push them away. Right? Pull an elbow up will help keep them flat, which will make them rotate and twist more. It's harder for them. So here, knees through right away, elbows in, head down, grab the arm, big step, stretch them out. Go ahead guys, knee cut. Okay, so now we have two unpleasant guard passes to do. One hand under. Now, we have to be careful with the first one. I'm going to bring my leg back and up. Okay, so it's nice and far away. Now, Sean may very well open his guard, and if he does, I might start going a little bit faster into my pass. I'm not too worried about that just yet. Here. Hand goes through, there's a little pocket. Right here, where his ankles cross, between my belt and his feet. I can get my hand through. But this is where we have to be careful. If I just shove my hand through, he's going to go for triangle. Right? Now, it's not just this, it's mostly this arm. If my elbow's out, he's going to get that triangle. If the elbow's in, I might get a two-hand guard pass, or two hands under. So, I have to be a little bit careful with that. So I shift my weight to the side, foot's up and out so he can't grab it, hands in. If he tries to triangle me now, this elbow's on his thigh. I'm pinning it with my thigh and my elbow. So I got a sandwich going on here. Now it's just like that two hands on the guard pass. I can grab his gi if I want, pull his hips up, and then pass nice and slow. Okay. Oh, and he's leaving me on an Americana. Okay, so we want them thinking about the pressure. The more they think about the pressure, the less they think about defending their arms or their neck. So again, I'm here. I have to be careful I'm not leaning forward. If I lean forward, Sean pulls his knees forward, and it'll catch me off balance. So a little step to the side, foot's up and out, here, good. I'm pinning his knee, got it up on my shoulder, grab, everything's tight, up. And again, there's that cross knee, right knee to left, left knee to right shoulder, turn, turn, turn. Get all the way out, and he's leaving his arm again for me. Okay. Maybe it's a head control. We just want to get past the guard. That's all I'm worried about, and lots of pressure. The other way is probably one of my favorite ways. I open the guard, and I pin this knee to the floor, and I step over it with my left knee. Last time it was my right knee, now it's my left knee. Again, we're going to watch out. Sometimes this is going to happen. Ideally, you want to catch it before this happens. But if it does, you can work your way underneath, and you're going to grab onto his lapel to hold him up. And I want to bring that leg up onto my shoulder. And now we make Sean do the splits. Okay? Because this is very uncomfortable. He'll stop thinking about fighting me. He'll start thinking about surviving and letting me pass. If I get there right away, this elbow is in, he tries to put his foot on my hip or his shin across, well, then I get my arm in right away, much easier. So obviously we want to try and not let this happen. Okay, I may push down. If I start to push down, he'll try to lift his knee up a little bit, and I can create a little space. From here, I grab and I pressure. Now, he's not super flexible, so I can feel that tension already. So just turn a little bit. I'll bring my arm around. I'm going to lift up his arm, and I step. Here. I hold his leg up and turn it to pass back to side mount. And the other side, I'm holding onto his belt. Okay, so I'll show on this side now. Knee to the side. Knee comes in to open. Other knee through this time. Hand comes underneath. I go to stretch Sean out. He's not liking it. I grab his belt or his hip. Switch my base. And just turn him. So now I'm in side mount and I'm starting to isolate this arm again. Both of these are really good one-arm under guard passes. The first one is the more classical style. Step to the side, foot's out and up, hand goes in, and then run around the side, just like your two hands under. Just really, really, really watch out for the triangle. That's the real danger of it. Okay, go ahead guys. So now we have Toreando. Toreando is a really, really fun one. It means bullfighter. Ole. So I have two ways to do this. I can get my grip on his pants or even his ankles, and I fake one way, and I throw the other way, and I jump in for knee on belly. And an important thing here is, if I go to his right side, my right knee is what goes in. I don't want to do this way. I'm backwards, I'm facing his feet. So again, so if I can grab, can kind of play with him a little bit, fake and throw one side, and then I jump in with my knee. If I want to be a little trickier, same thing, I'll fake, throw it, and I'll cross his ankle and put my knee in. This adds a little bit of extra pressure. And obviously with the gi, holding on to his gi, fake, throw, and throw it on top. Okay, put the knee in. Now that's a nice way to pass someone's guard very quickly, but if you get somebody who's better at recovering their guard or a little faster or flexible, it doesn't quite work as well. So we got our grips. I'm going to walk around this way, and Sean's trying to recover. Yeah, Sean's trying to recover, Sean's trying to recover, and then there. And I just throw him the rest of the way. So I want him to help me out a little bit for that one. So again, I would walk around, and when his feet start coming back to square off, I can throw him over and bring my knee in. Okay? If I can get the leg cross, that's just an extra bonus, because then it's harder for him to escape and shrimp away. This is fine, and this can work, but you're going to get those fast guys that realize it's happening. So one thing I can do to help set it up, if you could, which will go this way, is when I enter, make sure I get good connection with my knee, so I can get his pants. And then it would be a step back and go. So we can do a lot of different Toreandos. We can go left and right, or we can come left and then drag him back a little bit with it. So if you're a little bit bigger, a little stronger, sometimes you can drag the guy's leg. Now, he slides up. One more time. I prefer this style of walking. Yeah, walking. And I think, oh, I'm going to pass, I'm going to pass, I'm going to pass. There. And let him do it for me. Okay, so this is a really, really fun one. Lots of sensitivity. The thing that I like about this is you trick them into doing it. Okay, have fun, guys. So now we're going to do Toreando, but down and up. So Toreando bullfighter, you know, the bullfighters throw their flag or their cape, whatever, left and right. But down and up is a very similar thing. I want to push his legs down, and a very natural response for Sean is to sit up. Okay, so when he sits up, I want to have a big angle here. Okay, a big open angle. The more open it is, the more air I'll get on Sean when I throw him up. If his feet are really close, it's going to be hard for me to lift these feet away from his body. Not impossible, but I have to use more effort. So once again, my legs in nice and deep, get my grip, down, up, and then just like before, I cross the legs, and my knee comes in, knee on belly. Okay? Whether I'm looking for chokes or I'm just gonna drop to a side mount, try to establish a control, that's fine. That's kind of your choice. I'm not worried about that just yet. So, I have my knee in, step back, look, nice big open angle. Sean's gonna sit up, and what he's looking for, he's probably gonna grab my collar. Now, if he grabs my collar now, there's a big problem, and you're gonna see why. I'm gonna run myself into a balloon. So, you have to be aware of what's going on. If they sit up and grab your collar, don't lift their feet. You're gonna throw yourself the balloon, which looks pretty cool. I don't think Sean's done that before, but it's a pretty awesome move. So watch you don't get caught in something like that. So if I come in, I got my pressure, get my grips down, there, right away. So I'm not camping out while his feet on the floor. Okay, just slide back a little bit. The other thing you can do this, back some more, if he's sitting up, see that nice big open angle? Well, we can go for it now as well. So we don't have to worry about putting his feet on the floor, they're already there. What we have to watch out for now is he might grab that collar if I get too close. So might touch his head, might do this kind of stuff. Oh, there, and grab his feet. And just lift them, scoop them right up. If his feet are really close, then I'll move back a little bit. So if he comes to chase me and he reaches with his feet, there you go. But he pretty much got my collar there. So obviously we have to be careful. Things like touching, playing, moving. This is going to help out a lot when you're passing the guard. So now you got another Toreando, down and up, and a couple different ways of doing it. Pin his feet down and throw them up. Or if he's sitting up, walk back a little bit, scoop the legs up. Okay, have fun, guys. Okay, so now we're getting to my favorite one. This one I have a lot of success with. It's a knee and hip pass. I'm going to put my hand on the inside of his hip, just like before. And the other one is hands on knee, just to kind of pin it to the floor so his foot stays there. I don't want him hooking my leg and lifting it up and catching it. So I just want to pin this down. So hand goes to the hip, hand goes to the knee, head is down, and I run around him and drive him into side mount. And now usually, I'll do this standing, but you don't have to. If I'm inside his guard, there, I just open his guard up. Sometimes I'll just stand up and go for it. Okay, so you can do it standing like I just did in the little demo, or you can start on your knees. So standing would be more, now we're getting into sport. He's sitting up, I have my leg in, I have to be careful. Maybe I try to go for this, so he's keeping his feet in closer. Yeah, so he's watched out for that. So again, I touch his head, pull his arm out, slap his foot. There, I'm going to move. And as I move, Sean has to move his feet. I really like going this way, so I move to my right. And when his feet start to move, that's when I'll put my hand there. So now you see his foot's right in the middle of my legs. This is perfect. Hand goes to his hip, head down. I watch, I don't headbutt him, but I spear him to the ground and pass. Sometimes they don't see it coming. If they drop to their back, that's what's going to happen. Sometimes they just kind of stay seated, like on the first demo. If I walk around, you'll get behind the guy, which is great. Now you're on his back. Okay? So, if you're up, play with the foot. Yeah, touch the head, move around. Oh. There, I'm on his back for this one. If you're starting inside the guard, like we're doing before, or here, open that guard, oh, right away into it. And sometimes you have to do a little bit of a hop. Get past his legs. A little bit of a hop to pass. Okay, so this is a really, really fun one for me. Hand is on the inside of the hip, and hand is on the knee. Keep your head down. Really easy pass to do. Okay, go ahead, guys. Okay, half guard. Now we're going to pass half guard. It can always be a little tricky for some people. You get partway past and then you're caught in the guy's half guard. There's a fair amount you can do from here. I'm going to give you 3 things to remember, and that's all you have to know to stay safe. One is I want the underhook here. So my arm is under Sean's. If Sean has the underhook, I'm in a lot of trouble. So just keep that in mind. If his arm is under my arm, I need to fix this. This is a big, big problem. I would have to go hand on the hip, sit up, and then try to dig it out. And it's not really that easy, so you're going to watch out for that. So I want the underhook. I want to keep him flat, and I want him to look that way. I want a cross face. If Sean can look this way, he can start to get onto his side. If he's on his side, he'll start to get an underhook. If he gets an underhook, then I'm in a lot of trouble. So the 3 things I want are an underhook, I want him flat, and I want a cross face. If he is on his side, avoiding the cross face and the underhook, he's going to get what he wants. If I counter him, I'll get what I want. So I have the underhook. If I can, I'm going to use the gi. If he doesn't have the gi, I'm not going to worry too much about it. But if he has a gi, I'll use it. I'm going to pull it down, roll it into his armpit, and then grab it. So this just makes it a little bit tighter for him. I'm going to bring my hand to his knee. I'm going to walk and try to get my knee free. So I'll sit down a little bit. My bottom leg is going to go on his belly. And this is always a bit of a challenge for some people, finding the space to get this knee in. So if Sean's holding on to my leg, I'll walk it in, and then I'm going to lift my hip up, put my foot in, or my knee in. Now, I need to keep this here, and I need pressure here. So this shoulder's on the floor, and this knee is pushing on. And I wait. When Sean tries to bridge, because I feel off balance to him, it's going to be hard for him to do it with his legs crossed. So there's my back step again, and then I'm back into side mount. It does really feel like you're going to be off balance, because you don't have anything behind you. So I'll show you another angle here. He's got my leg, I get the gi, drop my hip and find his knee. I work my knee free, and hold on to my leg. I go heel, toe, and just work my leg up so now my knee is free. Butt comes up, knee comes in. Now I'm off balance here, I'm pretty wobbly. If I don't have good control of his shoulder and he's able to lift this up, he does a bridge, he'll put me on my back. Okay, so I need to keep this down, and I need to keep this down. So when he does bridge and try to get on top, there's my back step, and into side mount. If he doesn't have a gi, you're doing no gi, I'm just going to take my 2 big fingers, my ring finger and my index finger, or middle finger, and put it in his armpit. And then get a little pull. So then I can turn my hip down, grab his knee, work my knee through, knee comes up, back step, and into side mount. Okay, so this is the basic half guard pass. This is the first one you should know for all the half guard. Like I said, sometimes it can be tricky to get your knee in, but I have a long leg. If I can get my knee in, you can too. Okay, have fun. Okay guys, there you go. You got your guard passes. Now, it's really important. You got to work on those over and over and over again. It's not fun if you can't pass anyone's guard. They're going to be much more likely to be able to sweep or submit you. So go through the moves. Okay, there you guys go. Okay, there you go, guys. You got several ways of passing guard, whether it's closed guard, open guard, or even half guard. Hopefully this will get you really started. Obviously there's a lot more passing than this, but these are the must-know passes. Right? You got to really hammer through these ones. So a great way to train these is let your partner get guard on you so you can pass their guard and build the confidence in passing that guard over and over and over again. Work with lots of different people. Again, just like with any other new move that you're working on, work with people the same skill level you or a little bit less depending on your belt rank. Working with higher level belts would be, well, you'll find that's a little bit more challenging. Usually if you're with higher level belts, you're working on your escapes, your defensive movements, not so much your offensive. So really work on these guard passes. You've got to know how to do them. It's not as much fun when you're stuck in someone's guard. Okay, take them to the mats. If you're having trouble with them, look back at the videos, and if you need some more help, come see one of the instructors. Okay? Have fun, guys. Okay guys, escapes. This is super important. You do not want to get stuck on your back and have no way of getting out. So these are must know escapes. You have to know. You have to know how to escape mount. You have to know how to escape rear mount, side mount, all these things. You got to practice these ones over and over and over again. So there's some really, really good details. The nice thing is these are the basic ones. These are the ones that you must know. So they're simple ones. They're easy to do. They don't take a lot of fancy skills or timing. These are ones that are perfect for the beginners. So have fun with them and take some good notes. We'll see you soon. Okay guys, escapes. It's really easy to train these. All you got to do is let someone put you in mount. Let them put you in side mount. Let them take your back. As long as you're conscious with that idea of you're allowing someone to get those positions, so you don't create that habit of turning your back and guys get your back all the time. As long as you're conscious about that, yes, I'm going to let them get the mount so I can work on my defense. That is an awesome, awesome, awesome training mentality. And then you get to work on your defenses. Once you're not worried about defending yourself, it becomes so much more fun. You can relax, you can enjoy. This is a really, really important thing you must know is all those escapes, really important. So have fun. Train them on the mats. If you're having a challenge with it, go see the videos again, watch them, look for little details. Sometimes I was leaving little details out verbally, but I would do them physically because it's a lot of information to take in. So now you can go back and study the movements that I'm doing and see if there's a little extra thing that you might catch that usually I reserve for more of the higher belts. Okay, so have fun with them. And if you're still having a challenge with it, man, come see me, right? I'll help you work on how to escape mount. Okay, have fun.